Why does every guy cheat on you? Trust me, I know. How come girls always call you their friend? I can tell you. We'll talk about your strengths and we'll talk about emotions. Secrets of Birthdays, now live for purchase. Check out yours at secretsofbirthdays.com. So garden. Hello and welcome to Soul Horoscopes Orbits Edition. My name is Christopher Rayman Witecki, and I consider myself your soul biographer, a person here to help you put together your karmic story through the orbits of what is above turns out to be what is below. And it's a pleasure to be back on the air. I have to say, one of the new little tricks of recording this same open for everybody is that I can tack on an open at the very end. My goddess, did we have an intense weekend. A new moon in Aquarius rattled me, put me behind in my schedule, so my apologies for showing up what I consider late with the horoscopes. I want to be on the air, but I didn't feel too bad. It knocked out the Pope as well. You know, when Neptune's in Pisces, folks, is when the Pope resigns. When the rats start leaving the ship, it's not always because the ship is sinking. Sometimes I think it's because light is brightening up, and we're seeing some effects of that, including even a personal killer or cop killer in California. A lot of crazy stuff going on. This is Neptune in Pisces. We're going to talk about that in your horoscope. I call it the party in Pisces. But even though we were distracted in Pisces, the sun is really the focus in Aquarius. We're working on how we position ourselves. We'll be going deep into that as well. Plus there are some squares, and I've got some new technology to kind of show you along the way. So let's take the Ascension elevator up to 33,000 feet and get on our journey.
Afternoon, folks. This is your captain speaking. While riding the Ascension elevator, be sure to keep your hands and feet in at all times. The white zone is for immediate loading and unloading of emotional baggage. And as always, thank you for flying with Christopher Witecki.
Hello officers, Scorpio and Scorpio risings, and welcome back. Well, here we are up in the clouds at 33,000 feet, and we're taking a look at the big arcs going on for the week. And again, this mood forecast will cover Scorpios and Scorpio risings. Now, there are really some strong themes going on for everyone on the planet. This last weekend was rather intense. That new moon in Aquarius was a super big punch for you to take better emotional care of yourself. And hopefully you responded to that. Now, it might have taken a crisis or some sort of drama in order for you to show up for yourself emotionally. But this is Scorpios doing a lot of heavy spiritual work, which is now moving into full play with your inner child. So this month, with the sun in Aquarius, you have been focusing basically on your emotional state of awareness. And right now we have moved up to the top level now, passion, where your passions lie. At the same time, there's a lot of energy going on in Pisces that we're going to talk about today, and that Pisces energy is pulling Scorpios into opening up their inner child. So it's very important that you respond emotionally to your own self so that you can make it safe enough within your being for your inner child to open. And Neptune has moved into the space of inner child for Scorpios and will be there for at least a decade. So the truth is the universe is opening Scorpios up to their inner child, and you are feeling vulnerable. At the same time, we have Saturn in Scorpio, which means that you are under an ego reconstruction. At this point, your ego should be to the place where you've cut away the things that take you down. You have stepped away from the old warfare. You have stepped away from the old ego conflicts. Old meaning going back up to 30 years if you're old enough. All right? And so at the same time, your ego is going through reconstruction, and you're working on your emotions, and your inner child is opening. Lastly, Pluto in Capricorn is focusing on Scorpios and their mind games. So you are having to move forward with a completely clear mind as you heal your ego and nurture your wounds and let your inner child open up. Yes, it's a tough time. And yes, Scorpios are feeling it, I think, more than most signs. But I also think Scorpios are the toughest sign for a reason. You really, at the end of the day, are the most qualified and can handle the most intensity out of any sign on the planet. And although you may be feeling weak and you may be feeling like you can't go any further, yes, you can. You're a Scorpio, damn it. And if you have a Scorpio rising, you have the ego. So let's do the play-by-play for the week, looking at the Mr. Happies at the bottom. Again, focusing on the final lesson of facing your emotions, right? And what do we need? A little laser here. Here's our laser. Here it comes. Here we go. So Sunday is a breakdown day, basically. The new moon, the light cast day, that's a breakdown, forcing you to face your emotions. On Monday, Mercury rules the day, and so hopefully there's breakthrough, understanding where you were or were not for yourself. And the moon is in the house of inner child, so you're starting to feel quite childlike. Venus rules the day on Tuesday, so although it might start difficult, it will end better. The whole point is for you to regain balance with your emotional state of awareness, again with your emotions still focused on your inner child. By Wednesday, Neptune rules the day, and this is really a day to log into your higher self and listen to what God Universe has to say. The moon will move into Aries, and so on Wednesday you're going to be feeling very hyper aware in your body. Be careful not to mismanifest a dis-ease in your soul on that day because of your inner child being upset or your emotional state being upset. But you do want to integrate all of your learning and spirituality into your body on this day. On Thursday, Saturn rules the day, and so it's time to make decisions about what you're going to cut away from, mostly when it comes to home, family, or emotional foundation issues. That is really what it's about. Even though your inner child is really crying out, even though your ego is on fire, this month, I have to say, is still about how you respond to your emotions. So it's time to decide what you will not tolerate anymore on Thursday. On Friday, Mars rules the day, and you want to take action, move forward, step up. And so this is you stepping into new life, you stepping into the new home family foundation, maybe even literally moving yourself into a new home if that is what it takes to have an emotional foundation that will nurture you. So you want to take action. At the same time, the moon moves into Taurus, and so you might feel empowered by your marriage, your relationship to yourself, or your marriages and alliances on the earth. Oops, we've got to put up the arrow again. Sorry, I'm going to get faster at this. On Saturday, Earth rules the day, and so this is really the day that you're going to hold space for the new emotional foundation in yourself. This is the day where you're going to hold space. I love, I trust is what you say on a manifest day. And so Saturday is a day really, I think, of peace, and you'll be feeling good, and the moon will be in Taurus, so you'll be focused on relationships and the promise of romance. Sunday, you will be tested. We are all tested, and so Chiron ruling the day is the ability to finally heal on Sunday from all these emotional wounds. This could be going all the way back to childhood. So it's an opportunity to finally put this to rest by enduring maybe one last test. And the moon in Taurus will start the day with your feelings all around relationships. But then by the end of the day, you'll be very vulnerable as the moon conjuncts in Gemini. So you'll see why here in a minute that might be difficult. Oops, excuse me. I'm learning my own graphics. All right, so now I want to move on to a new slide that I have. It's almost like what I call my Astro Doppler weather here. And this is the ability for us to use astro animations in order to look at the planets in motion. So what I did was I literally animated printouts of astro.com. So these two green arrows here are showing a trine going on between Saturn in Scorpio and all these energies in your inner child. And that is your ego tying to your child. As the ego grows, the inner child feels safer. These red arrows here is a square going on between the universe putting pressure on Scorpios and Scorpio risings to open their boundaries and your inner child being afraid of having those boundaries open. So you're having to basically face old boogeyman or give yourself the courage once again to open up even though you've been bitten so many times. The moon there just crosses all these sensitive planets in the course of this week, so it's a very difficult week. You can see here how it crosses over in the Uranus in your daily lifestyle, then it crosses over here into your house of relationships, and then goes into the house of intimacy. Here I am showing you basically the steps each day and how the sun is progressing. So step 9 we take action, step 10 we manifest, step 11 we heal, and then step 4. Here you can see the moon literally does cross Uranus and cross these sensitive planets. And I just want you to see how it kind of works if you were printing out your own charts. And then lastly, this is fear that Scorpios and Scorpio risings are resolving between your mind and your life. Your mind might be telling you your life can never change. Your lifestyle may be telling your mind there's no way this is going to change. These are fears and blocks between two parts of yourself that you'll be breaking free from. And part of you surrendering to your inner child and the spirituality is, I think, what's key to it. So what I want to do next is actually take a look at this inner child part only for Scorpios and only the orbits of inner child in outer space. Here we go. So what I'm going to do now is focus on that party in Pisces, which is the tremendous amount of energy that's going into Scorpio and Scorpio risings, opening up of their inner child, opening up of your heart chakra. And, you know, we got to say, it was 1886 the last time Neptune was in Pisces, so the universe has not opened up Scorpio's inner heart for a long time. So you're doing some really important work for your whole Scorpion race, if that makes you feel any better. First, just let's look at the party in Pisces. Let me get out of the way here. To put it in very physical form here, we have four states of awareness that are being forced into the same part of you. So your mind is focused on your inner child. Your healing is focused on your inner child. Your actions and ego is focused on your inner child. And actually, Neptune, your psychic side, is focused on your inner child. These are all focused in one area. This is what throws us off balance. And then what happens through the week? The moon just zips through there, which is our emotions, and so our emotions go boom, right? And that is basically Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of the week, okay? Let's look at this more from an orbits perspective really quick. When it comes to the planets and what they're saying, well, Neptune is saying step 2. Just listen to your gut. Just listen to your gut. Listen to your inner child. Listen. You are making contact with your inner child, either reconnecting to your inner child if you're a Scorpio. If you're a Scorpio rising, this may be the first time you're making contact to your inner child. Step 8 for Chiron says, be very decisive about what healing you do want to have in place. Like, don't be unclear about what healing is going to go down here in the next few months, and don't be shy about what you want to heal. I want to heal my daddy issues. I want to heal this. I want to heal that. Put it on your list. You're getting it all for Christmas if Chiron is in that space. And then I want to look at the other planets and what states they're at and what steps they're at on a couple critical days. One critical day, let's see here, and this will bring up the happies again so we can see our moods, is on Tuesday. On Tuesday, Mars, the top line, is saying you need to decide. So you're going to make decisions to act on Tuesday. Like, I'm going to change my life. I decide to change my life. Where's your mind? Well, it's right here. Step 11, I love me, I love you. So keep your mind in total harmony of I love myself, I love the world, and that's all I'm going to think about. And this results in what? A Venus day at the bottom, which is the restoration of the balance. So on Tuesday, you can restore balance if you can get your mind into I love me, and you can get your actions into deciding to act, but you don't have to act until Thursday. That's when the universe is pushing you to act. So Thursday, Mars action, act on that compassion. Take actions on compassion, okay? Compassion is the first stage of Pisces. We want to bring in compassion that resuscitates the inner child. Your mind needs to stay open to unlimited possibilities on Thursday. And what does this result in? Step 8 at the bottom. Step 8 meaning we decide a decision where about emotional security, because that's what we're talking about this month is emotional security. Inner child issues are making us rattled over it. Ego issues are making us rattled over it. But it is emotional security that is really on the forefront of the Scorpio rising plate. Then finally, I'll just say, on Saturday, when you're holding space, you want to take action on loving yourself and giving yourself gratitude. Taking action means you get off the couch and you do something for yourself, okay? So I'm just going to be kind of a Taurus, what's the word? No, I'm not going to say it, but I know you've thought it. Sometimes we bulls will charge the Scorpios in order to make sure they listen. And you guys do the same thing with us. It's a total fair game out there. Here we go. Sorry about that. So to wrap up, I am getting used to my own graphics. This week for Scorpio and Scorpio risings is about how you respond emotionally to yourself. Your inner child is crying out for attention, and so you have to respond like an inner mother to your inner child. And at the same time, this new ego doesn't have to be any stronger than it ever has before, but this new ego has got to not let the old crap come back. And then lastly, there's going to be, especially when the moon crosses over in the hyper-aware, there's going to be some time where you want to make sure that you are proactive in your body and you don't break down in your body from all this emotional work you've been going through. That is a summary of the week. So let's wrap up. This week, my gratitude goes to you, the viewer. I just want to say thank you for always reaching out, for always looking for me when I've been off the air, for continuing to give me great positive feedback and allowing me to grow and be honest on the air and not have to pretend to be somebody else. I'm very grateful to be in this service. And if you watch my horoscope, Taurus, you'll see that I'm finding my place in the world, and it's so nice to be received by you. So thank you. Much gratitude to you. This is co-creation in the making right here live. Don't forget, if you'd like to connect to me personally, I do go on the air live in a Google Hangout called A Guided Hangout on Mondays at 12 noon Pacific. So we put that post on my Facebook, in the mothership, everywhere. So come on down, you can watch, you can chat, and you can ask me questions personally. This is my way of getting, and I'd love to hear your feedback on the horoscopes and what you think so far. If you want to be watched over personally by me, I write text messages every day through the night, personally to my subscribers, and you can start it for 1 week for a penny. So come on down if you want at gatext.me and try the GA service with us. Thank you so much for logging in. I'll see you on Sunday if everything goes well, but if you look at the horoscope, it will. And until then, live, love, be